He's known for it. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Vermeer, we do have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing among SC2 people. Oh, no longer the STC. There we go. It is ReBellioN. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the red Zerg. Oh, going for an earlier pull. It is RareBreed. I'll fix up his name. Dragons are so ugly. I appreciate how they look. I appreciate them. Let's go. As we do have a Zerg, true. We do have some Zerg representation in this bracket. Let's go. As RareBreed does open up. Does open up with an earlier pool, earlier gas, delayed hatchery out of a Zerg player. Interesting, as it does go for the drone scouts. He's searching for his opponents. With this, he has access to earlier Zerglings, earlier link speed as well, earlier aggression out of our Zerg. There it is. We're flooding. We are going to be flooding across the map. ReBellioN, he does scout bottom left, he does scout bottom right, and he will find his opponent. You'll find the lack of expansion. So he knows. He knows early pool, he knows early gas. He will confirm with the probe. Yeah, it does confirm. How does Zerg get to 15-14? You can cancel buildings. Then build an extra unit, and then... Oh, sorry. You can build a building, build an extra unit, then cancel. As the drone does get across the map. So far, ReBellioN does fully wall off. Again, he's fully aware of the flood coming his way. So rallying out those Zerglings. So far, it does get on top of the gateway. All Zerg players are hackers. That includes live VIP. Is Hype 1 being a clown again? Jesus. Are you going to explain to us what a degen rush is? Oh no. Tell us when you learn how to write a PTR patch list. Jesus. Este Hyper 1. SMH. We'll get there. We'll get there. As for now, the Link Flood is going to be denied. ReBellioN, he defends the natural. Builds up on 2 bases. Getting to his own forge. I heard those patch notes with both eyes closed after being awake for an entire week. Ah, that makes sense. Hopefully you keep them open next time. Hopefully. As it ups, I do shade into the main. Shade into the main base, catching out a couple of drones, 3 drones going down. Some nice damage, bearing in mind that RareBreed, he was very committed. I mean, his drone count is still non-existent. I mean, it's still 19 workers here, now up to 18 workers for RareBreed. Still a very low economy. Still very committed. I mean, he's still got all these things being active. Here, RareBreed going to try to recover. It's going to be a rough road to recovery here, just because it's been less about the damage that ReBellioN has dealt, more about the self-inflicted damage here from RareBreed, as again the droning just hasn't really been there. Now taking up into Hydras. Trying to build up. So ReBellioN is securing himself. They're going for a gateway explosion, going for a +1 charge timing. From here, he can go into a robo, into a prism, and send it across the map. It's gonna be brutal. It's gonna be a brutal move out here. As here it comes. Here comes that prism, here comes the move out. To defend against this back at home, RareBreed is going to have Ling Hydra to work with. Doesn't quite have a lair, doesn't have access to lurkers. With static defense, he can maybe hold. He can maybe hold on. Speaking of, yeah, he's throwing down just a wall of sunken colonies. A wall of colonies are on the way. Here comes the move out. Here comes the push. Oh, Ling's a counterattack at the same time, but there's a full wall. Yeah, there's a full wall, there's a shield battery. ReBellioN, he's solid back at home. And we need these colonies to finish. They do need to finish here. If RareBreed wants a chance here to defend, to survive. As ReBellioN is moving out. He is pushing. Archons are finishing up. Likewise, does try to move in, does get met by the side defense. Oh, nice brutal force fields. So he shuts down all the Zerglings. He can, of course, kite back. He's got the prism as well. And the RareBreed, he cannot engage. He cannot engage, not out of range of his own side defense. He needs those colonies. He does need them. Even with them, I know. I should be able to hold on. Yeah, ReBellioN kites back. Cleans up all the Zerglings, getting on top of the Hydras. Oof. Hydras are going down. The army is split. The army is spread out. ReBellioN pulls away. Does pull away, does rotate. Looking for another angle of attack. Artosis in the tournament. I don't know if Artosis is... I don't know if he said anything about StarCraft Evolution. I would imagine he must have cast it in the beginning, right? Question mark? I don't know. I don't know if he has much interest. That I'm not sure about. As ReBellioN does so step in. Takes down all the colonies. Colony's going to be going down once again, just zoning back the army. No mining at the third whatsoever. Does some nice kiting here from RareBreed, trying to hold on. Does Red need lurkers? We did emphasize previously that RareBreed was behind just because of the failed all-in. He was in a really rough position. With the side defense, he was able to at least defend his natural, but the third base, good. It's still going to be a tough hold. Again, there's no colonies left. We already mentioned how without lurkers, it was going to be a tough hold. Was mentioned. So, Jesus. As the force fields are brutal. And again, this move out, it's getting so much. I mean, at least he's kiting back against the Zealots. At the same time, Prism into the main, going for the warp in, going for the main base. Once again, the force fields lock down most of the Hydras. As the Hydras do crumble, GG gets called, and ReBellioN, he takes game number 1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Again, just punishing the aggression of RareBreed. RareBreed just winding it back. Again, he went for a delayed hatchery. He went for a very low drone count. He was on 19 workers for a lot of that early game, going for a Ling Flood, and the Ling Flood achieved nothing. We saw the ReBellioN, he was able to scout, able to defend back at home, and just snowballed from there. We saw that RareBreed, he attempted to macro out of that. He attempted to drone up, but by then he was already behind. He was able to buy time, of course, with the colonies, but we saw that ReBellioN, he was able to avoid it, right? He was able to avoid the colonies, able to kite back, kite away, take fights out of range of the colonies as well, and just pull RareBreed apart. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting into game number 2. Getting into game 2, and we'll see if ReBellioN, or if ReBellioN can take it from here, or if his opponent can fight back. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Pylon, we do have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing among SE2 people. It is ReBellioN. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player, or the red Zerg player himself. We have the South Korean Zerg. It is RareBreed. I'll fix up their names. Go. As we are setting up. And this time going hatch first. Let's go. This time we have a standard opener. This time it is going to be hatch first out of RareBreed. Interesting as well, RareBreed, he does decide to commit to Brood War. He commits to Brood War Zerg. He's still going for it. Doesn't switch to SC2, which I appreciate. Which I do appreciate. So we have our initial hatch gas pool. Standard setup here out of our Zerg player. We're going to be slowing things down. From here, RareBreed, he's going to have a much more comfortable start. Now he's nowhere near as committed. Now he can actually drone up. He's getting a third base as well. Again, more of a standard macro build. I'm a little bit concerned coming into Pylon. Pylon is a bit of a smaller map, a more aggressive map as well. This is where ReBellioN can once again be assertive and be aggressive. We'll see how RareBreed can keep up. Seems like lurkers are one of the only ways to beat Protoss. I mean, lurkers are kind of like a standard, like mid-game kind of tech that you work towards. Speaking of, gases are being taken, hydrogen is on the way, and again, lurker tech is behind lair, so you have to get into lair first, then into lurkers. We have seen some players embrace Muta play, for example, and going Ling into Muta. Like, that's also an option here for our players. But I will say that for the most part, tech options are very limited for most Brood War races. Again, when it comes to SE2, you can go Ling Bane, Roach Ravager, you can go Ling Bane into Hydra Lurker, you can go Ling Hydra. Here from the side of Brood War, because there's no Roaches, the Hydras, they play like a very pivotal role. Or I should say they kind of are one of the more core units. So Ling Hydra into Lurker is very standard. So it's just a very standard style. And again, just to emphasize, RareBreed was behind getting into the last game. Which is kind of why he wasn't able to afford like a lair and able to take up. But here he should be able to. As one drone does go down, Adept is dealt with. We have seen some players attempt to go Ling into Ultra, but that's just very difficult to get away with. There we go, Lair is on the way. So we're taking up into Lair tech. For now, we're droning, we're saturating. This time the economy is much stronger here for RareBreed compared to previously. As you can see, he's made a bare minimum amount of Lings, as we don't need any more. And ReBellioN is going for the same style. Ooh, going once again into charge, into +1, into a more zealot heavy start. I would imagine towards another timing here on 2 bases, as he's going for a very high gateway count. Yeah, he's committing. Same build. Same build. Now, what I will say is that this shouldn't hit as hard as it did previously. I mean, there's a bit of a give and take here. On the one hand, on Vermeer, RareBreed was playing from behind. He was playing from behind, so it was already a rough position for him to be in. was already positioned to try to defend. Here on Pylon, I would say that RareBreed, he's had a stronger start, but the map is going to be working against him. Here, the rush distance by ground is much shorter, so it's going to take less time for ReBellioN to get across the map, so in that sense, this will hit harder. Meanwhile, Lurker tech is on the way, but can we survive long enough to actually embrace Lurkers here? It's going to be a tough hold for RareBreed. It's going to be very intense, it's going to be very tight. We'll see if he can pull it off. As here comes ReBellioN, and he's going to be on 8 gates? 7. It's going to be on 7 gateways. Okay, going for his warp in. Trying to go for the force field. Speaking of, does force field. Yeah, it does force field the ramp. The army's going to be zoned away. But he still can't break through that force of spine crawlers or sunken colonies. So, cheeky move, but it isn't really going to lead to anything. As ReBellioN, he does see the wall of sunken colonies. He does avoid it, does head towards the third. Once again, we have more colonies in position. We do have a nice force field, does zone away the Hydras. Lurkers now morphing in. Lurkers are on the way. And ReBellioN is forced back. And again, shout out to all the spine crawlers, shout out to all the side defense. RareBreed holds. And ReBellioN expands. There we go, ReBellioN, he backs off, he does expand, going for his own third base. We're gonna back off, we're gonna embrace a longer game state. Are the Lurkers, are they trapped? I'm hoping there's enough room here. Yeah, okay, we're good. Can squeeze through. Just has to suck it in. It's all good. Does make it out. At the same time, we do have Mass Zerglings going to be hitting the third base, looking to delay. For the most part, though, ReBellioN should be in position. Should be in position. Lings, they do force a cancel. Behind the bases. Let's get behind, dropping into the mineral line. And once again, just keeping the Zerg player busy. And we're going for the Spire from here. And this should just be for Scourge, just for more of a supportive army. To shut down the Prism. To shut it down from here, which, where are the workers? As our saturation is a little bit lacking here back at home. RareBreed just now droning, but his own economy is lackluster. He's been focusing and fixating a little bit too much here on Lings, on Lurkers, on Hydras, when he hasn't really been needing to. So the macro is slipping here for RareBreed. ReBellioN back at home, securing his own third. Building up into Disruptors. Behind this, just gonna be harassing. Also, I just assumed it was gonna be Scourge. We actually do invest into the mutas. Okay, we have a couple of mutas here popping out. We have +1 air attack on the way, so RareBreed is gonna be committing a little bit harder here as he's continuing muta production. Now, what's important is that ReBellioN is at least aware. He does scout this, he's aware. When it comes to his own anti-air setup, he actually doesn't really have much. He has Blink, that is true, but remember, there's no Stargate. There's no Stargate, there's no way to get into Phoenix production, at least not yet. Mutas head into the bases, and do we have a defensive warp in? Not quite. Because they get into the mineral line. Probe's going to be going down. We have some defensive stalkers. At least we do have some side defense. So ReBellioN does hold. Across the map was able to get able to get 8 drone kills. And ReBellioN is pushing. He is moving out, and unfortunately, we spoke about this before, but mutas, they're designed to harass. They're not really designed to engage in a head-on fight. It's not against these Archons, not against this kind of army. How many lurkers? 15. 15 lurkers. We have more on the way. Base does go down. And Novas, they don't quite connect. Nice sniper on the disruptors. It's going to be 2 disruptors going down. And ReBellioN, he rotates. From here, he backs off, he rotates, took down the expansion. Does try to reposition. Likewise, heading over towards the 4th. Not bad. Does hit the 4th base. Base is going to go down. At the same time, Zealous, they do warp in across the map, and ReBellioN, he does race back home. Turns around to defend, and honestly, there's not that much support here for the lurkers. Yeah, brutal Novas. Lurkers are getting caught out. Oof. And RareBreed has to get the hell out of here. Some brutal losses here, losing even more lurkers. Yeah, lurkers are getting caught out. Oh, bit of friendly fire. Takes down his own zealots. Speaking of ReBellioN going for another warp in. Does go for another round. Oh, that's good. We got the Terran theme. Said this before, I appreciate the soundtrack. The OSC whenever we're in an SE mod map. It's beautiful. ReBellioN just pulling back the army. Takes down 7 drones, the expansion, he rotates over. RareBreed trying to keep up, but the lurker count is quite low, or at least not quite in position. Oof. Nova's gonna be popping off. Nova's, they punish the Hydras. RareBreed, once again, he does reposition, does counterattack. Top right is under fire. ReBellioN, he can just push right into the natural. Uh-oh. We're going for the base trade. We're going for the base trade. Let's go. ReBellioN busts into the natural base. He knocks down the wall of spine callers, the wall of sunken conies. At the same time, RareBreed busting into the natural as well. Lurkers, they bar at the natural. The rest of the army does head towards the 3rd. Mutas are going to be going down. Mutas going to be falling. But Hydras, they stutter step in. We do see RareBreed trying to set up here on the high ground. We have more colonies on the way, but it's too late. Yeah, it's a little bit too late. They're not going to be able to finish in time. Base is going to be going down. And ReBellioN, he's running out of buildings. He actually doesn't really have much to defend back at him. He can still recall, though. He can recall. He has that option. But RareBreed, he turns everything back around. I mean, there's only 1 disruptor. There's a couple of Archons. But he's scared about losing his bases. Yeah, he's scared about his bases. He races back to his 3rd. We'll see if he can make a stand. Lurkers are barring. We have 1 base versus 1 base. Oh! Prism gets caught. Nice catch. First queen is on the way. Pushing up into lurkers. But the Novas, they pop off. Novas do punish. Bearing in mind that the dynamic between Brutal or Zerg and SG Protoss is very different. Like, there's no Vipers, there's no abductions. Likewise, there's no, I mean, Lurker's a little bit slower to react to respond to on Brute. So Disruptors can be that much more effective. Queens are a good way to try to counter that. They can, of course, ensnare. They can parasite. They can spawn Broodlings. Unfortunately, I believe that upgrade wasn't researched. Yeah, there's no spawn Broodlings. So they're a little bit limited in what they can achieve here, unfortunately. And the tech just isn't there. And a jet to favor ReBellion's main army. Like this is the death bolt. Like this is terrifying. It's got 5 disruptors, mass Archon. Uses a more mobile, forces a recall. Does force a recall. Oh god, it does take all the storms to the face, Jesus. All the mutants go down. Not purely a Hydra Lurker remaining. We see RareBreed trying to re-drone, trying to resaturate. We have 9 Lurkers, we have 35 Hydras. Because of the lack of upgrades, again, the Queen isn't really too much of a factor anymore. Speaking of, the Queen goes down anyway. Did get a Parasite off. So has vision at least. At the same time, going for a massive counterattack. Once again, trying to outposition ReBellioN. Recall is on cooldown, true. He has the high ground. Does have the high ground. Nice positioning here from RareBreed. Hatchery goes down across the map. RareBreed moves in. So if I'm just setting up here. Does set up back at home. Bleeding out more lurkers. Speaking of them, more going to be taking some hits. The splits are somewhat there. Somewhat. Oof. As the storms are brutal. Hydras are getting softened up. I can see these Hydras are a little bit more sturdy compared to the SE2 Hydra, as they're not light units, but despite that, oh my Jesus, calm down! ReBellioN trying to force his way through, but just get punished. It takes a lot of spine shots to the face. He cannot push into the lurkers, not like that. And ReBellioN, he will plummet in supply. Does plummet. ReBellioN, he pulls away. Does pull away, does rotate. Meanwhile, knocks down the third, just keeping ReBellioN on 2 bases. Really on 1 base. She got a High Templar. And we're still just on a very low economic game state here. Ooh, as he does get a Disruptor. Nicely done. Nice catch. We have RareBreed here on 1.5 bases. ReBellioN on no economy, Jesus. No mining whatsoever. Long distance mining. Oof. Never goes off. Comes down to the units that we have. Meanwhile, 19 lurkers here for RareBreed. It's a good auto cancel. Massive pickoff. It's going to be a kill. And I don't see RareBreed losing a fight back at home. The one thing that's hurting him, I don't know if you noticed, but he hasn't been droning. He's been making more Lings, more Hydras, more army. So we did point out this this fact earlier. Actually, when the game was actually building up into the mid game, RareBreed also had a really hard time droning and actually making workers. He did overemphasize army at times when he could have been droning. With this many lurkers and spine cores, I would say they should be safe to drone. Hydras are thrown away. They're setting up. Like again, like this ground army cannot push into the siege line. So right now we need to drone, but we haven't been for quite some time. Oof. Storm's popping off. We can see here RareBreed oversaturated. Now does rotate. Now does transfer. He's getting, for the most part, saturated here, for the most part. But again, I do feel like he has missed opportunities here to drone, to saturate, to secure his economy earlier, faster, much faster, to then be able to start to tech and potentially even start working on queen upgrades. Referring to spawn broodlings, referring to ensnares. Without those spellcasters, it is going to be difficult to catch out the Protoss army. But it just hasn't really been a priority here for RareBreed. As he's now got 3 drones on the way, so now he's droning up a little bit. From here, ReBellioN is being active. 2 catches 2. Lurker's about to borrow. We get some decent storms. Lings, they try to surround the army. Tries to lock him in. Lurker's are barely out of range though. One High Templar goes down. Takes out a Templar. RareBreed pushing out. Getting caught. We'll bleed out 3 lurkers. 3 lurkers go down, takes on a High Templar, but now there's no support for the lurkers, and they're all gonna fall. Yeah, RareBreed gets caught out in the open, he will lose everything. All the lurkers will go down, and GG gets called as he will lose the entire army, and ReBellioN, he will bounce back, he will take the series 2-0, taking down RareBreed. GG. GG, well played. I feel like that was almost RareBreed's game to lose. Like, he was in a commanding position at times when it came to the base trade. He was able to reestablish his bases, but as we pointed out multiple times in that game, he had a really hard time deciding to drone. He was a little bit too often hyperfixated on building up his army, building up his Hydras, his Lings, his Lurkers, when he otherwise didn't need to, and because of that, he had a really hard time gaining that economic lead over his opponents, to be able to tech up, to be able to reestablish his own economy, his bases as well. GG well played. With that, RareBreed got caught out in the open, got surrounded even as well, and with that, ReBellioN will claim the series. GG, well played. Congratulations, ReBellioN. He does advance on into those semi-finals. Hi. GG, well played. With that, we are going to be, I do apologize, we are going to be cutting things a little bit short here tonight. We just wrapped up with the quarterfinals, and we still have the semis and grand finals remaining. When it comes to the semifinals, it's going to be Tasia versus ReBellioN and the STC versus Rumiath, but we might jump into this tomorrow. I do apologize, but here in Australia, it's actually quite cold. It is winter here, and I'll be honest, I was struggling to get through the last 2 series. My throat is actually really sore. And I'm a little bit scared that I'm getting a little bit sick, so so I will try to get some rest. I'll try not to speak for the rest of the day, and hopefully I'm okay. My big concern especially is I don't want anything bad to happen, because EWC is in a couple of days. Esports World Cup is in a couple of days. I want to make sure that I'm well rested for EWC, so I am gonna cut the stream a little bit earlier today. I mean, it's still 3 hours in. Usually our streams are like 4 hours. but I should be able to wrap up next time. When it comes to our next broadcast, I'm still a little bit torn. We might do that tomorrow. As you can see here, we have our schedule, and we do have a free slot tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. So I might cast Saturday morning, tomorrow morning, and wrap up the semis and the finals. We also just got wind that it just got announced, I think, that there's going to be an SEL King of the Hill tournament this weekend. Which I believe is going to be on this patch, and that might be on the 20th. That might be on Sunday. If that is the case, never mind. I was going to say that we might cast that live, but Sunday is also the Platinum Heroes monthly tournament, so it's going to be a big day. Yeah, it's going to be a big day of StarCraft, so we might just cover that from replays instead. But again, it is going to be an intense weekend here, and again, just as a heads up, when it comes to the semis and the finals, I most likely slot that in probably tomorrow morning at this time. So 24 hours from now, we'll be going over the semis. I do apologize for cutting it early, but I want to make sure I don't lose my voice, or I don't get sick, or I don't get worse. I'm gonna go like make some tea and cover myself up. Hey. So with that, GG, well played. Again, to apologize. But again, it's always fun to catch up with StarCraft Evolution, to catch up with SEL. And again, we should be able to wrap up tomorrow before Sea Duckling Open. Our next broadcast, if not for that, is going to be Sea Duckling Open. That's going to be tomorrow at 7 PM KST. I will not be casting that. I admin that event, which will also help when it comes to making sure my throat's okay and making sure we're all good. That's going to be casted by Kuro. Kuro and Steelmall, they do cover SDO. That is a monthly tournament for Bronze to Diamond players. And we also have Sparkling Tunic Cup on Sunday. And again, it's not on the schedule, but after STC, bam, we go straight into the Platinum Heroes monthly tournament, which we are going to be casting here on the CranKy Ducklings as well. So we're going to be covering that event. We have the WardyTV Monday on Monday, of course. Actually, I still have to, you know what? I'll message Wardy now. I don't think WardyTV Monday is going to be taking place because Wardy's traveling to EWC. If he's traveling, if there's no Wardy TV Monday, then that would be a nice time slot for the SEL King of the Hill broadcast. True. So we could cover it then instead. I'll message Wardy. So we'll have to find out. Likewise, I don't know if the Pegasus Cup is going to be this week either, because Pig is going to be traveling, right? So they might reschedule those weeklies because of EWC. But we'll see. Regardless, EWC is going to be here on the channel as always. We covered it last year. We're going to be covering it this year as well. Light taking care of his health, right? Crazy, baby, crazy. I've never lost my voice while casting. I've never lost my voice or anything like that. But I don't want to get sick. that's my big concern. I don't want to get sick. So I'm gonna try to cover the chest and take care of myself. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And again, you can tune into more of the CranKy Ducklings over the socials. We do upload on a daily basis, so you can check us out over on YouTube. You can check us out over here on Twitch as well. We do stream on a daily basis. Plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft. And again, we are just taking things a little bit easier here as we get into the Esports World Cup. We want to make sure we're well rested and that we are in top form for the EWC. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We do appreciate it, and we'll see you guys next time. For some more CranKy Ducklings. See you soon. Ciao. Bye. Ciao. Thanks for watching. See you next time.